Okay, I'm going to show you how to replace the indicator light in the transmission gear shift. This is an '06 Toyota Corolla. First of all, we want to pull the parking brake. You can see this piece here. You just put your finger in here like this and pop that out like that. It just pops out. Next, get a regular screwdriver and put tape around it, because tape helps so you don't scratch anything. And get right under here and just gently pry that up. This whole plate right here will just pop up. And then we're going to go over here into the box, compartment box, take up the little carpeting here and take out those 2 bolts. Now those 2 bolts cannot be taken out with a wrench. You got to have a socket wrench. You can't have a regular wrench. Okay, now I've already taken these bolts out with a socket set, and I've got a double extension on that socket set so you can reach in there. And here's what the bolts look like. And then there's 2 screws that come out. One is right here and right here. And then on the other side, there's one right there, and one right over there. Now I'll put those screws there. So you just kind of, I'm going to take it out over there like that and just kind of rest it. And now what I'm going to do, as you see it, is I'm going to get in the back seat and pull the console back and up. Okay, so here we are in the back seat, and I'm just going to come down here, okay, and just kind of pull it back, and you can see up front that it's loose, see? And so what we're going to do is raise the console above the parking brake so we can get access to the transmission, to the light in the transmission there, okay? So we're just going to raise this up like this. Okay, now I've got the console up, as you can see, and I've got the console resting on the parking brake there to kind of get it out of the way so I can look, and that's kind of what it looks. Now here comes the tricky part, is getting the bulb out. So we're going down here. Okay, here's where we are. Okay, in this one there's green wires right here, and it comes right up to this little thing. That's where the bulb is. That's the socket, right where at the end of my finger. Now this socket has to be turned counterclockwise just a quarter of a turn to release it. And you know, some people have said to use needle nose pliers. I've already got this out once, so it'll probably come out with me. And I'm gonna turn it a quarter of a turn, and voila, there's the culprit right there. Now, this is a bayonet type of bulb, which means it doesn't screw out, it just pulls out. So there it is right there. Now I want to show you something with this bulb. Do you see that green part, the end of the bulb? Well, that's not part of the bulb, that's the coloring, or that's a little thing. So I'm going to peel this off with my fingernail there, because I want to save that for the new bulb. So there it is. That's just, you know, a little plastic thing that gives the, you know, the indicator light, I guess, a little green color. And that there is the bulb. Now I've gone to auto parts stores and they can't seem to match this bulb. They can match it kind of close. So I had to end up ordering it through Toyota Parts. It took 2 days, and I said $2.75, but the new bulb came without the green little thing. Okay, so I put my new bulb on with the green little filament there. Okay, that just goes right on there. I'm going to take the bulb and I'm going to insert it straight into the socket. Okay, a little snap there. And again, I'm going to, and this is the hardest part, is finding the little hole. I'm going to feel up here where the hole is with my finger. I'll use my little finger. There it is. I'm going to put that socket in straight up and turn it just a quarter of a turn. So let's see how good I can be here. Actually, it might be a good thing before I do this to turn the lights on and see if the thing lights up, huh? That might be a good thing to do. Let's see if it lights up. Okay, you see that? Yay, okay. Alright, so the light bulb works. Okay, it's in there. Okay, after a little bit of finagling, I finally got the socket in there. I turned it just a quarter of a turn, and that tightened it. So now, believe it or not, we're ready to put the whole thing back together. So we're gonna start by carefully lowering this back into position. See, and that just slides right down there. See, just slides right down there. And then we'll want to line up our screw holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got it pretty much lined up, and I've got the first screw right here, and I'm screwing it in. I'm just going to screw it in a little bit in case I have to mess around with the other side. Now I'm going to do the other side, and there's the screw hole on the other side, and I'm going to put that screw in as well. Okay, so I've got screw number 1 in right there, and screw number 2 is right there, and I don't have them all the way tightened, and I'm kind of watching on the side here to make sure that this is flush and good, and that looks good. The next other 2 screws are a screw right here, okay, right where my finger is, and the one on the other side right there. So we'll get those screws in right now. Okay, so those screws are in place, and I'm just going to tighten them down with a Phillips head screwdriver. It's a little bit tighter, but it's going in. Okay, and now we'll work on putting the screws back in the console, and the holes are lined up. So I'll drop these guys right in there like that. There's one. There's the other one, number 2. Okay, and I'll get my socket wrench and we'll tighten that up. Okay, I've tightened both nuts here with my ratchet set. And as I said, I've got a double combination there on that, an extension to double extension so I could reach that. And now my little fake carpeting here goes back in there like that, and I shut that. Okay, and now I'm going to reattach the surround. Okay, and this should be relatively simple. There's a little snap right there and right there. Okay, and it should just pop into place. Let's hope it does. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Pops right into place. Of course, it's still very dusty, but we're not worried about the dust right now. And now I'll put my doohickey back here like this, and that just snaps into place as well. There we go. Whoops, almost. There we go. It's in there. Release my parking brake, and other than the filth in my cup holders, we should be good to go. So that's how you save $150 at the dealership by changing your indicator light on your transmission gear. It's, you know, just take your time and go slow, follow these directions, and you'll be a-okay. Hope this helps.